fuming. Absolutely fuming. Yet fucking again, Newcastle United have bottled another win against Liverpool in the 94th minute this time. Not the 98th, the 94th. But I've got to sit here and speak about it because I've got to get it off my chest. I've got to speak about the game quickly. There will be a player ins at the moment. If you want to go most of the vlog, I put at the top of the link screen and on the end screen. Lives for Gordon's goal, but I'm fuming. I'm absolutely fuming. First off, let's speak about the first half quickly. Really, really good. Really good. Fucking yet again though. Yet again. How the fuck's Trent Alexander-Arnold not had a second yellow, right? If that's a Newcastle player, he gets sent off, right? And fans will go, how's that a yellow card? He's deliberately pushed Gordon on the floor whilst being on a yellow card, right? It doesn't matter if it's the first 5-6 minutes. I think it was on that time. It doesn't matter. It really, really doesn't, right? Because if he does that later on in the game, he gets his second yellow. Just because you've given me a yellow card 2 minutes before, right? Doesn't mean that you can't give another yellow. He's deliberately fouled a player and not been given a second yellow. That is the first bit of disgracefulness I've fucking seen today. But yeah, again, he didn't make the mistake for fucking Gordon's goal. I actually don't even know what happened. I literally just looked up Gordon one-on-one with the keeper. But after what I've seen on Twitter and whatnot, apparently Trent Alexander-Arnold made the mistake. And then the red card by Van Dijk, I don't think any fans are complaining about that. Like, if it wasn't a red, I'd sit here and say, lads, I'm not going to be one of them. Isaac's one-on-one with the keeper. Might have scored, might have not. Van Dijk's brought him down. It is a red card, you know what I mean? We're seeing it, Joe Worrell, was this, for Manchester United? It is a red card, unfortunately. He's one-on-one with the keeper to goal scoring opportunity. Go to half-time, 1-0 up. 10 men, and we are absolutely flying. Some lads came out in the second half thinking we already won that game, and that's the reason why we lost that. It really, really was. Honestly, it's just so frustrating. But one thing I'm going to say is, Eddie Howe lost us that game. And people will sit here and go, you can't say that. You've got to back Eddie Howe and whatnot, right? I am all for Eddie Howe. I fucking love him. What he's done for this football club and transformed some of the players at this football club, it's unbelievable, right? But when someone deserves a bit of fucking... doesn't deserve any credit, who has done something wrong, you have got to slate them. And this is what I've got to say, right? He lost us that game. I don't know anything. From watching that game... sat there in the stands, you cannot bring off Tonali, Gordon and Isaac all at the same time, being 1-0 up against Liverpool. You cannot. Fair enough if it's Luton Town, Sheffield United, no disrespect to them teams, but when you're playing Liverpool, right, a team that plays on the counter, got very fast players and some quality players in that team, you cannot take off our 3 best players. Gordon, Trent couldn't handle him, and I'm telling you now, right, Barnes came on and he didn't have the same impact as Gordon, and I'm not saying Gordon's better than Barnes or whatever that may be. If something's fucking working, do not change it. We're seeing last week against Man City, it was working for them. They were 1-0 up against Newcastle and they didn't make a change because they didn't need to. So why on earth are you taking off Tonali, Isaac and Gordon? It makes no sense whatsoever. Gordon was absolutely brilliant there. I can understand maybe he's the Isaac one, right? He was getting a bit tired, you bring on Wilson. That is fair enough, right? But when you've got players like Almiron on the pitch, getting 90 fucking minutes week in, week out, it's not fucking fair. It really, really isn't. His purple patch last season is the reason why we've not got a new right winger. Honestly, get Hugo Murphy in the starting 11 on fucking for Brighton next week. I cannot see him play another 90 minutes whatsoever for this football club, right? And you might say I'm overreacting and whatnot, right? He's been fucking shit since come back from the World Cup, right? And he really, really has been. He's had a couple of good games, Brighton at home last season, and a couple of other ones where he's performed. This season, so far, he's been fucking shite. Man City last week, right? That you're one-on-one down the wing, and yet again today he can't use his right foot. Why the fuck is he still playing for this football club when you can't use both feet? We've got the Champions League draw next week and we've got Almiron as the right winger. It's fucking shite, that it really, really is. And fair enough if you start him and you bring him off, right? But you take off Gordon, the player, the reason why we are 1-0 up in the first place, the reason why we are winning that game, the reason why we are creating so many chances. but you bring off Gordon and keep Almo on, right? If you want to keep the system and whatnot, right, that is not going to work this season. It really, really won't. I would have took Livermento on the right wing like what he did against fucking City. And then obviously they scored the 2 goals. Bruno, I think, was the mistake. I've not watched it back. I've literally just gotten out. I've just sorted the vlog out. I think Bruno was at fault for the second goal for the 94th minute one. And I think the first one was just good play. But you're 1-0 up. 10 fucking men, right? And they looked sluggish. They really, really did. The subs came on and they just didn't do much. They didn't. And then yet again, why take off Joe Linton? He was the best player on the pitch today. Absolutely bullied every single one of them Liverpool players and they couldn't handle him. Why bring him off? He wasn't injured. He ran off that pitch applauding the fans. If you were injured, you would have. Everyone would have knew about it. He was fucking fine. He bullied every single player, but then you take him off. And then now Sven Botman's injured, and it's fucking red. We're from really, really hard to start the season to then fucking not low as it was back in the day, but that last half an hour at St James Park really needs to get analysed by a lot of people, because fans will not say it, fans will not slate Eddie Howe, but when someone deserves to get slated, you absolutely deserve it, right? And this is the first time since Eddie Howe's came in where I'm criticising him, right? Them substitutions were fucking embarrassing, and it was, right? You seriously can't watch that game and take off Gordon. You can't. I still can't get my head around it. And it's not like Barnes can't play on the right hand side. Barnes and Gordon on that. I don't get it. Literally. Gordon was on that left hand side, running down that wing, not with a chant, running down that wing. Trent couldn't go near him. He's done a yellow card, done that challenge, any slight challenge on Anthony Gordon, he's getting sent off, and he couldn't handle it. He really couldn't. And then when Barnes came on, we never even attacked the left hand side. We're passing the ball to fucking Almavon. I'm not fucking happy, like, I'm really fucking not. Season the next one, boys. There'll be a player ratings out tomorrow, won't it? The player ratings were fine, they will be fine tomorrow, but season the next one, boys. Fucking fuming.